I found my sister's diary where she admitted planning to steal my boyfriend. Minus what I did next made her lose everything. I never meant to read my sister Vanessa's diary. When I borrowed her laptop to finish my college application, a document called Operation Steal Jake was open on the screen. My boyfriend's name caught my eye. Day 37. Jake left at my joke today. Reddy wasn't around. I'm making progress. He deserves someone who appreciates him, not my boring sister who's too damaged from her past to ever love him properly. My hands trembled as I scrolled through 2 months of detailed entries. Vanessa had been systematically trying to steal my boyfriend of 3 years, parent scheduling, accidental meetings when I worked late shifts, wearing clothes he'd once complimented on me. The most devastating part wasn't her betrayal paired, it was how she weaponized my trauma. At 16, I was assaulted by my track coach. Jake was the first person I trusted enough to be intimate with after years of therapy. Allie's always using her trauma as an excuse, Vanessa wrote. Jake deserves someone whole, someone like me who can give him everything without baggage. I've always been the responsible sister while Vanessa was the fun one. Our parents praised her spontaneity while criticizing my caution, but they didn't know what I'd survived. Only Jake and Vanessa knew the full story. I closed the laptop and felt something break inside me. Not just my heart, but my lifelong loyalty to my sister. Instead of confronting her immediately, I decided to understand how deep this betrayal went. I texted Jake asking if we could talk about Vanessa. His response was instant. I've been meaning to tell you something about her. Over coffee, Jake revealed Vanessa had been sending him inappropriate messages for weeks. He'd blocked her number yesterday after she suggested they meet just as friends at a hotel. He showed me sparned he'd saved as evidence, planning to tell me that weekend. I thought you should know what she's doing, he said, holding my hand. I would never betray you, especially knowing how hard trust is for you. That night at dinner, our parents announced they'd co-signed Vanessa's loan for her dream apartment. She'd been living at home through college while I worked 2 jobs to afford my own place. They'd refused to help with my security deposit last year, saying I needed to learn financial independence. I move in next week, Vanessa squealed, and I've already invited all my friends for a housewarming. It's going to be epic. I stood up calmly and addressed my family. Before everyone celebrates, you should know Vanessa's been trying to steal Jake for months. She's been documenting her plan in detail, including using my assault against me. The table went silent. Vanessa's face drained of color. That's ridiculous, she stammered. Allie's always been jealous of me. Should I read your diary entries aloud? I asked, pulling out my phone where I'd photographed everything. The one where you called my trauma convenient baggage, or maybe the one where you wore my perfume to see if Jake would notice? My parents looked shocked as I showed them the evidence. Vanessa burst into tears, claiming it was just fantasy and she would never actually do it. Jake, who I'd invited for moral support, showed them the messages she'd sent him. The final one read, Allie doesn't need to know. She's too broken to satisfy you anyway. My father, usually Vanessa's biggest defender, called the mortgage company the next morning. As Kazaneers, they legally withdrew their support before final processing. Vanessa lost her dream apartment and the deposit she'd put down. My mother found her a therapist, making sessions mandatory if she wanted to continue living at home. My parents finally apologized for minimizing my experiences and offered to help with my rent pert. An offer I declined. 2 months later, Vanessa still won't speak to me. She tells everyone I overreacted to her harmless crush. But for the first time, nobody's taking her side. They say blood is thicker than water, but some betrayals cut too deep for family ties to matter. Some days I miss my sister. Most days I am just grateful I found that diary before she succeeded.